Like, who is Tsai Ming-liang? He's still alive.
Yeah, he's not alive.
He's still alive. So who is he?
Nah, who was he?
Who was he? So he's a filmmaker based in Taiwan.
He's Malay.
Yeah.
Don't forget to include that.
Yeah. And he's very celebrated as like the second new wave film director. And is often referred to as like the grandfather of slow cinema, which is like very true in both of these movies. And he's also just like he's also openly gay as a film director.
So yeah, that makes sense into the films or what he's doing in the films. And also, here's another thing, right? Oh wait, let's bring up altruism first.
Yeah, let's define that.
Let's define what that is. Altruism is the theory that the director is the primary author of a film with their primary style or personal style, and vision shaping the entire production, which leads to our theory, right? That these movies were based on him when he was younger, right?
City of Taipei.
Yeah.
And like looking at the films and like the cinematic techniques of them and the cinematic aspects of them, they both have very little dialogue, and they which forces the audience to rely on the visuals to understand the messages. So you're sort of like Tsai Ming-liang wants us to use the silence and the mise en scène, which is the arrangement of scenery and environment, to make the audience feel and understand the mindsets of the characters and the overall theme and narrative of the film. And it's using how people in modern day and urban life often still feel isolated, even though you're surrounded by so many people, you're in this big city, and yet so many people around you probably have similar feelings, similar lives, and similar emotions, but you never know because you're all just so isolated. You're all living these mundane lives, repeated routines. That's a big theme without it.
But it speaks volumes up until this day as well.
Yeah, it's still really...
Both of the films, yeah. We just keep on seeing the message is going to continue on and on and on. And some people, when you watch it, you don't really realize that. But if you really analyze the film, you could see these underlying, I don't know, underlying...
underlying feelings of the time and
themes too. Yeah, that was the word I was looking for.
Yeah. And so then that kind of also ties into back to the queer theory that we were getting at. There's a specific concept that we wanted to talk about, which is queer temporality. And in the Oxford Research Dictionary, it describes queer temporality as how it pushes against heteronormativity's framing and disciplining of time, charting more queer ways to think about history, pace, relationships, notions of success, and the linear segmentation of past, present, and future. So basically what that means is, to define heteronormativity, it's this idea that being heterosexual and cisgender is the normal. And and everything else is morally wrong or biologically incorrect.
Also, looking back at Tsai Ming-liang, he said also in that interview that his films, some of the details depicted in them have actually happened to him. So in that sense, the movies are a diary for him. And I think that could connect possibly, or I at least believe that it connects to Vive l'Amour and Rebels of the Neon God being that Rebels, he was younger and tried to hide that identity of him, and then Viva, he was more mature, or not mature, but he's older. He grew to accept it, even though the what is it called, the external factors are still there, makes him want to kill himself. Obviously, we've seen it in the film. He was trying to slit his wrist. But yeah, I think that really leads into the main point of Tsai Ming-liang and Shao Kong, being the same, or being Shao Kong being Tsai Ming-liang, and Tsai just putting that into the films. So, yeah.